is that? That's an SSD drive. It shouldn't need to spin up. Oh, there we go. Okay. Low power mode. All right. Here we go. Get everything all queued up and ready to rock here. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, here it is. In 3, 2, 1.
$3 for a burger, fries, and a shake. What if I brought Harold and the 2 kids?
For about $3, all 4 of you could have had Chef Boyardee beef ravioli, a salad, and a drink.
Why shouldn't an enlisted man get in on the gravy?
The Morning Stream. There, that's better. Try to enjoy your life day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hi.
Well, hi, Scott.
Hi. Good morning. Hi.
We're finally done with Monday. Monday's nothing but a memory. Tuesday is ahead of us in the headlights.
Yeah, you know, it's present. It's in our face. We have to deal with Tuesday. It's just here. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Sorry, my mic arm's a little loose. Why did that happen? What's going on over here?
I don't know.
Okay, it's better now. You know, it's just passive movement, I suppose. Eventually will make your mic arm move a little bit. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all well. I feel like I'm living in an alternate reality of sorts here. Kim goes to Alabama, right? She got home last night.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that was great. She got home about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Rainbow, Alabama.
She stayed in this amazing, like, really nice resort they have there on the coast, and they had a great time. Her and her sisters, this is a whole thing they've been planning forever, and they're just trying to, you know, with all this cancer going around the family, they're like, let's get as much time together as we can have, which I fully support, of course. Mm-hmm. And so they're having a great time. They come home, she comes home, and it doesn't make any sense to me. I know that, you know, some meteorological expert could tell me, but right adjacent to where they were, one of the worst hurricanes in the last few years, tore right up through the country, flooded a bunch of people, damaged a bunch of stuff. Killed what? We're in the 70s now as far as people.
Oh, I thought we were just under 100. Yeah, last time I checked, 90 something.
Oh, even more than I thought. I thought we were still under 100. No. We knew that number would grow. It always does. But it just it seems crazy to me that thing literally just right over there. Like,
you say adjacent, like the hurricane sees boundary lines and says, I'm just going to get this state and not touch that state.
Well, that's what I mean. It felt like they had nothing but sunny days.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Beautiful weather.
It's not like it's so far away. I mean, it would be like going from one side of your state to the other side, not even like you know, crossing into a new state. We got big states over. We grow them big over here on this side of the country.
Yeah. They're a little more compressed over there.
States.
Yeah, over on the west, or excuse me, east side of this country, things are a little bit more like Europe. It's like a little smaller, squashed together stuff. And that thing, you know, tore a particular path like they do. That's what they do. They do a path.
Yeah.
But I thought they would at least get like some rain or some high winds.
I would have expected it. Yeah, I would have said, oh yeah, Alabama, Mississippi, they're going to get hit with some rain. They won't get the level of rain and stuff and problems that they're experiencing in Georgia and South and North Carolina. But no, it just shows that this one really stayed east of the coast until it made landfall closer to the southern South Carolina border, northern Georgia border, right? Isn't that where it finally made
I think
landfall?
that was like epicenter landfall, yeah, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, they have like 5 models, and the 6th one that some idiot drew on there was Sharpie.
Yeah.
But 5 different models that showed the directions this thing could go.
The wishful thinking Sharpie model.
Exactly.
So they didn't get any of it, and not only that, no flight delays. In fact, her 2 flights, in both cases, were a little bit early, and no issues of any. It's almost like it happened in a different world. And I realize, you put enough distance between a thing and a thing, you're not going to have any problems. But I thought there'd be knock-on effects of some kind, but they had none. Sure. This is all good. It's just weird to me that it seems like it was 2 different worlds down there. You know,
right? Well, Now we've got Kirk to deal with.
Oh no.
Or Kurt. Hurricane Kurt Cameron.
Well, crap. That's a bad. I don't like
Kurt.
that Kurt. We need a better Kurt. Hold on. Where is that thing at right now?
Kurt is currently down by the Central America and is making its way more. That one actually might hit Alabama harder and Louisiana and eastern Texas and stuff.
That's
like it might. Yeah. It might go way further west than Savannah. So
it's currently got 60 knots, 70 miles per hour, central pressure of 988 MB. I don't know what an MB is, whatever that is. And its momentum is northwesterly, 11 knots, 13 miles an hour. So watch out.
Yeah, we'll see. 40% chance of it turning into a hurricane. Right now it's just a tropical storm.
Yeah, I think so.
40% chance of formation through the next 7 days. So I think all of us going to the Southeast Coast meetup.
Yeah.
Monica's not here for me to irritate with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should be okay in Savannah. And if I get stuck in Savannah, I can't imagine a nicer group of people to get stuck with.
Yeah. Now, if you have to resort
and
to
Shane Maddox,
if you have to, yeah, of course. If you have to cannibalize somebody though, who do you eat? Who's going to get eaten first at this event?
Oh, that's really good. Probably me because now that I've been doing Orange Theory, my meat is the most tender.
No, that's a good point. You got tender meat.
Yeah, I volunteer as tribute. There's just not enough meat on Chuck's bones.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to eat Chuck. Nobody eats Chuck and gets away with it. Well, hopefully nothing comes of that. But Kirk, it's so misleading. I'm looking at the National Hurricane Center's map, and he's way, way out there in the Atlantic. Mm-hmm. But it changes so quick. Like, he could be all up inside this shit in no time. I hate hurricane season. It's all this guesswork.
Well, I mean, it is. It's,
If there was only a famous baseball player who was known for betting on his own games, who could make the proper bet as to when this is going to make landfall.
Right. I was going to make a joke about, Jeff Goldblum described that crazy butterfly in Central America flapping its wings, and that's what affects. We know that's what affects these hurricanes' paths. That's what happens.
Yeah, watch for that. Quick note from a listener. TD wrote in. And he said this via text, 801-471-0462. He says, "Hey, guys, I work as a tech for a local provider here in Rhode Island. We don't hear a lot from Rhode Island. That's nice to hear from somebody up there.
Yeah.
I am 100% convinced that Brian's occasional cutouts on the air are indeed his ISP having issues. I have seen this problem before, and getting this ISP to understand or being able to demonstrate the problem is very hard to do in all caps, mostly because it's intermittent and unpredictable. I wish you well in your quest."
Oh, thanks.
So it didn't help much.
Not TDS, but TD.
Just TD, not just short of the sneaky little. It would be funny if it was somebody at TDS.
Like,
yeah, just doing a little.
Listen, there's as soon as fiber is available, we're switching within reason, price wise. We're going to switch over to fiber, but right now we're in this weird pocket of the Denver metro area that is literally a road, a north-south road that I can see if I go outside my house is the dividing line. And everything on the other side of that, on the eastern side of Indiana Avenue, you get all these different choices, Xfinity and this and that and blah, blah, blah. On this side, we have two choices. It's the phone company's DSL and TDS. And DSL, we had CenturyLink's DSL or whatever they're called now for a long time, and that was far worse than the occasional dropouts that we're getting with TDS.
Yeah, I remember we had some big problems there. In fact, do you remember when there was a time where you were tapped into Dave's, you had a cable running from Dave's house?
Yeah, we just took the cable the rest of the way down, by the way. When we were working on the fence, we finally pulled the rest of that cable out. It's been sitting here this whole time. Like,
was the PVC in decent shape? Was it still holding up? And
yeah,
get the job done.
No breaks in the insulation, that sort of thing. Probably still pretty solid connection if we needed it, but we don't need it.
No, he's on the same ISP as you. That was the point, right?
He is. He switched. Yeah, now he switched also. So now he's on TDS as well.
Yeah. Well, TDS.
So he's the first person when we get a dropout or like a a longer period drop out, we always text each other, "Hey, your internet working?" Nope. Okay, good to know. This is not me.
That's good to have somebody else to compare your notes with. I like it.
Yes, it is nice.
We got another one from Tyler, and he is from Texas, Central Texas, and I am pretty sure there's a town in Central Texas called Tyler, Texas, isn't there?
There is. Oh, yeah, it's the rose capital of the U.S.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a newspaper there, the Times of Tyler? Oh, what is it?
The Times of Tyler.
I spent a week there. I probably told this story, and I'll tell it really quick for everybody who's heard it. But this was one of those trips where I went 3 days before the trainer got there, and to install our software on all the machines. This is in the Can I Use Your Phone company.
Yeah.
And so I got all the machines installed, and then I had the rental car, so I went back to the airport in Tyler, 3 gates.
I love a small airport. Big fan.
Yeah. To pick up our trainer.
Yeah.
A guy named Don Schmidt, who, had like a lighter complexion, kind of really dark hair, a little bit longer, a little shaggier, tall guy, gaunt. And so I decided to have some fun, and I stopped off at Walgreens and bought some poster board and figured out the name of the local radio station, pop music radio station. Let's say it's WABC or whatever.
Sure.
And made a big poster board that said, "WABC welcomes Hollywood star Keanu Reeves."
That's awesome.
And then I got to the gate early and held up the sign.
What?
And of course, everybody in anticipation, everybody's like totally like, oh my gosh, wow, okay, wow. And
are you worried about getting a little crowd there that were like waiting for him to show up or anything?
A little bit. I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? So he comes in, and this is one of those airports where there's no jetway. They roll a staircase up to the plane, and he gets off that way. And so he walks in, he sees the sign, and this is a testament to how awesome Don Schmidt was. He had his sunglasses on, didn't take them off. He said, "All right, let's go," and just kept walking, like for me to follow him.
That's great. He anticipated your joke. Yeah.
I'm sure 95% of the people there looked at him and said, "That is not effing Keanu Reeves." But there may have been 1 or 2 people like, "I don't know what he looks like. That could totally be him."
Yeah. And them Tyler, Texas locals, they don't know. What do they know?
Exactly. But
they've seen Johnny Schmidt. Utah once or twice.
2 sandwiches, Johnny.
That's right. Well, anyway, this guy.
So Tyler, Texas.
So this is a guy named Tyler from Central Texas. I don't know what town he's in, but
he's probably not from Tyler, Texas.
I have no idea. He doesn't say. He says, "Hi, this is Tyler from Central Texas, and I have a question about something Scott said yesterday. He said the word Sperp. Sperp. Sperp.
Did you really? Okay. Sperp.
I don't remember saying Sperp, but he goes on to say, I don't know what it means or what it was for, but can he explain what Sperp means? And maybe why he said it. I need closure," says Tyler.
Well, keep in mind that at some point, Scott will get a correction from Bob Peterson on the correct pronunciation of the word Sperp, by the way.
Yeah, Bob, how do you pronounce Sperp? We eagerly await your reply on Threads. Please get back to me.
He loves hearing his name on the show.
Bob's great. Is it Peterson or Pedersen? I always say Pedersen.
It's Peterson. I think it's pronounced Peterson. It's a D.
It's just a D in place of the T.
Peterson.
Okay. Yeah. So somebody in the old country was named Ped or Pede. No.
Peter. Somebody was named Peter, and they said he is the son of Peter.
Right. Yeah. Son of Saltpeter. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Well, anyway, Sperp. I don't remember saying it. I need a time code. I looked it up on the search thing that we got, the thing. Can't find it.
It won't transcribe Sperp, will it?
No. Okay. In fact, let's just double check and make sure it wasn't cached from yesterday. So if I start searching today and I go SPERP, the closest I get was an episode from 2014. I don't even see the word Sperp in the results. Let's see what it says, and when I actually play it, let's see what we get.
Tax their schedules too much for a thing that's just kind of a thing to do. So that's why I think you guys are going to be instrumental out there as contestants, and I mean, you're going to be a huge part of this, is what I'm getting at.
Well, I mean, and the good news is that with such a stable of great talent, the Frog Pants.
You sound like you were in like Vegas or something. You're on like a different kind of mic or something.
Delay or something. Yeah,
you might have been.
Wow.
October 2nd, 2014. I didn't hear the word Sperp.
No,
I don't know. And there's nothing with recent dates. These are all 2014 results. Here's one from 2011. None of them say Sperp. I don't know why the results are even coming up. I couldn't find it. So, Tyler, I'm sorry. I did as much groundwork as I could. I don't remember saying Sperp. I don't know why I would say Sperp. I don't know the context. I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. It's not even a word.
It's not something that Talia has told us to look up and said, now you need to look up Sperping.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't. Actually, I didn't look. Let me try Sperping.
No, don't do that.
Sperp.
I'm sure it's a mixture of burp and something else, and you don't want those two things combined.
Oh, I found. Okay, I don't remember seeing this yesterday. It showed up today. Sperp, but it's not even close to
Urban
something.
Dictionary?
Yeah, it says to spiritually perpetrate. Here's the use case. Did you happen to notice Yogi Bear over there sperping in the corner? Now, Sperpies is a outbreak of herpes. That's a separate thing, but I didn't say Sperpies. He says I said Sperp. So this is as close as I've seen any kind of definition to a word called Sperp. I have no idea, Tyler. I apologize. I don't know where you got it, why you heard it. I don't remember saying it. If you can give me a timestamp, Brian and I will dig deeper, but that's as far as I got. All right?
There you go.
As good as it gets. Now, here's a question for you, Brian. Do you think that Pete Rose had money on when he might pass away? Maybe not.
Probably not. No. Who knows? I mean, he might have. Pete Rose. I don't know who here knows. A lot of people know that I, for years up until 2017, worked on PeteRose.com, Pete Rose's official website, and met Pete Rose several times to produce that website.
Right.
Now, say what you want about Pete Rose. Did he always seem miserable every time that I met the guy in Vegas?
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did he never remember my name every single time I showed up in Vegas and talked to him about the website? Yes.
Yeah.
Did he that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah. Did he pay me to work on his website? Yes.
Yeah. Did he owe you any money though for the work that you did? Did he owe you, or did you ever feel unpaid?
He did not owe me any money, and
Okay.
And he even gave me a signed baseball that is getting washed out here, but it says, Brian, thank goodness he remembered my name, probably because I wrote it down for him. Brian, thanks for covering all the bases, Pete Rose.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Little covering reference there. Right there.
So the current site, PeteRose.com, is this your work, or is this somebody took it over?
It is not. Somebody took it over, but they continue to use some of my artwork, and the thing is so freaking slow now.
It's really slow. It's hosted on a potato somewhere. It's not great.
Yeah, but
also, whose decision was this? Gray text on bright red background. I can't read that shit.
Right? Yep, not mine. The artwork that is mine is are the three boxes that say merchandise, biography, and appearances. But what they're doing there is they're using the hover version for merchandise and appearances. So they all originally looked like biography, and then when you hovered your mouse over them, they would look like with the red highlight and change the color. But now they're using merchandise and appearances as actual buttons.
Yeah, they're just static. They don't mouse over at all.
Yeah,
that's kind of lame. He a lot of people think he was robbed of his accolades.
So here's where the defining line is, right? Because he's got banned from the Hall of Fame because he bet on gambling. First he denied betting, or I'm betting on gambling. Bet on baseball.
I think gambling's going to
gambling. They're going to be
great.
gamblers.
It's going to be so good. I can't wait for more gambling.
He didn't even admit it initially when the commissioner, when he first got accused of betting on baseball. It took him till 2002 to go to Bud Selig or whoever the commissioner was at the time and say, okay, yeah, I bet on baseball, but it was only ever on my team to win. I never bet on my team to lose, which, would mean that he could throw a game and make some money. Yeah. And he never bet on other teams. I don't know why the benefit of betting on other teams, but because of that, they won't ever let him, or they kept him out of the Hall of Fame. My guess is, at some point in the next couple of years, they'll put him in the Hall of Fame. It's just how pissed off the commissioners were at him for doing that they don't want to give him the satisfaction of putting him in the Hall of Fame while he's still alive.
I see. So they could do a posthumous thing now.
He could do a posthumous thing now.
He really was one of the greatest players ever to live. Like, he was amazing.
He really was. 4,256. You know, he's the hit king for a reason. Johnny Hustle? No. Charlie Hustle? Charlie Hustle.
I mean, say what you want about the dude's vices. His record is insane. He was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the only time I ever saw him in person was when I came to Vegas that time to see you, or we were going to run into you. You were there with Uncle George and stuff, and we were in the...
we were in the Caesar's Palace,
Caesar's
going
Palace.
to the Palm Restaurant. Yep,
that's right. Back when they did that awesome happy hour thing they used to do.
Yes, and he was down the way in one of those shops that sell those framed movie posters with 1,000 autographs of people all over it.
Yeah, like $4,000 to get like the original Star Wars cast signing your poster or whatever it was.
Exactly.
And he would just sit in there, and even then I went, "Oh, he's grumpy." He was like grouchy with the people.
He is miserable. He was he hated. I don't know if he hated just talking to people, but because for a lot of times for the website, I would sit there with a camera on a tripod and take pictures of fans meeting him, and then I have to talk to the fans and say, "Hey, do you mind if we use your photo for the website?" and all this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, totally cool," or "No, please don't." So I would take a lot of pictures, and you just sit there and watch his interactions with people, and it's like, does he hate talking about baseball? Does he hate other people? Does he just want to be somewhere else doing something else or whatever? But
I think he wants to be gambling. That's what he wants to be doing.
He wants to be gambling. But for that time that he was, Cincinnati Red, I can't remember who else he played for. But big length of his time during his career playing for the Cincinnati Reds, and he was a great player and has that famous dive to home plate, another one of those great photos, those great baseball photos. And I have I guess it's a bobblehead or a statue or something also that he signed, commemorating that. But that one's not customized to me, so I think I could sell it now.
One of the things, I don't like this. I'm clicking on his website and there's some weird shit going on. So they have, you can get dinner with Pete. This is before he died, obviously.
Yeah.
Or maybe
now it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, or more money. I don't know what should be. I don't know where you get more money.
Now you can get a dinner of Pete.
But there's a weird thing going on the top navigation. It's like the shop.
Give me a link.
Oh, sorry, it's just PeteRose.com. I can hand it to you.
Oh, is it? I mean, is it just? It's not on the homepage though. It's on the shopping page. Right?
No, it's actually on the homepage up in the top navigation, where you have shop and appearances and everything.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You have R7 Casino. And that took me to a very sketchy Russian site just now.
Yeah, I think that might be who he was promoting. Oh, yeah, look at that. arenabigclass.ru.
You want to lose money?
Yeah.
You come here to R7 Casino. We
have the loosest malware in the business.
Yeah, I regret clicking that.
90% win rate on our malware.
Any kind of like .ru scares the hell out of me. Anyway, Pete Rose, goodbye, I guess. How old was he when he passed? He was
83 or something?
80, yeah, low 80s, I think. Low 80s. That's how I want to be thought of when I die in my 80s.
Golly, they really, they stripped out that Dinner with Pete page. It's like what I start with when I do a website. Okay, this is going to be a little placeholder for the actual Dinner with Pete page. We're going to have a photograph. We're going to have some copy about it, and then I'll dress it up. It's like they started with that.
Well, given what a grumpy sack he was, I'm sure that whoever did this for him or whoever does it now, it sounds like he wouldn't want to be around him very long,
No, but no, for sure. But I mean, still the website, why did they strip a lot of design and stuff? How do they manage to both take out a lot of the design and slow things down with this little bit of you go to these other pages, you don't even get a logo in the top corner.
No. Yeah, it's very weird.
What's this Vavada?
Yeah, what is that? I'm afraid
that's
to click
another Russian site.
Is it? I didn't want to click it.
Yeah.
But he lived in Vegas, right? That's where he ended up.
He did. Yeah, he lived there.
Yeah, that makes, if you're trying to deny that you have a gambling issue, but you make sure you move your ass to Vegas, right, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Seems
it's
like
a little bit of a commitment. Go to the picture of Pete Rose and the dinner. There's something weird in the door. Okay, cool. Let's see here.
Hold on. I love that.
Pete Rose, Dinner with Pete page.
Let's see, I'm looking right now.
Oh,
Oh yeah, what the hell, dude?
there is something weird at the door.
It's it's some kind of freak, some kind of person. Here,
Yeah.
I'll zoom in on the thing here. Yeah, who is that, dude? It's a Grim Reaper coming to get all these old guys.
It is. Yeah, exactly.
Are any of these other people anyone we should know, or these are just old fans of Pete's?
I think these are just, it's a group of 9 people who paid to have dinner with Pete.
This
Or
is
10 people.
a boomer convention. My gosh.
Exactly. Yes. That there is no doubt that 95% of this dinner was spent talking about golf.
Yeah, dude. You can tell. We're complaining about whoever's in office.
Right,
Whoever
complaining
is in
about
a
liberals.
yeah. That's what that looks
This
like.
looks like the choices for the for some states senators.
I've
right
never
there,
seen whiter men in my life, though, for real.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Except this mysterious figure in the doorway. We don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And I'm watching too much From to not have it remind me of that. So
It's also kind of funny that in the picture of all these people smiling and staring at the camera, behind them, there's a picture on the wall of a bunch of people smiling and staring at the camera.
yeah. And I'll bet on that wall back there.
There's a picture like it just you
Zoom,
just
zoom,
keep
zoom,
going
zoom.
in and just like
Yep.
just
Love it. The never-ending photo. It's like having two opposite mirrors in a room. You just look on
Yeah.
forever. Quick note: I was just informed by my daughter that we have a partner we work with on stickers now who does a really good job on this stuff.
I'm looking forward to getting my first set of stickers from these people.
Oh, good. I think you'll be very happy. But we had ordered this amount for these mixtapes that we did, the TMS mixtapes.
Yeah.
And they sold out very quickly. And I felt bad because we were like, well, should we do another run? Like, I didn't know. A lot of people are like, oh, shoot, I just missed it. Good news. Although a bunch of you are going to hear this later and not be able to get them. But we got a few extra in that came in we don't know why, they just topped off our order with more. They gave us more than we paid for.
Oh, wow.
So if you guys want to try to grab those, and it should be any second now. I think Taylor's in there right now setting it to active. There is a number left in stock. I don't know what it is, but if you didn't get them the first time, go to frogpants.shop and there will be some left today. Okay.
Wow, cool.
And she's mailing out the rest of them today. So all of you who have ordered them should be getting your confirmation numbers. But if you missed out on that, you don't want to, and it's tax-free, it's shipped anywhere in the world, there'll be a handful of extras. So go now, frogpants.shop, and order them before they run out.
Can you mind saving me one, Scott? Can you save me
Actually, that's a good idea. Hold on. Let me tell her. Hold me 2 of these for me and Brian to have.
Cool.
Because I don't have one either. There we go. I always forget to do that, and then I sell something I really like.
I know, exactly, yeah.
I did that with, where is it?
I do that with all the Coverville t-shirts. Is that I sell them all out, and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't get one myself. So
I don't know where I put it. Here it is. This thing.
I mean, Desiree, I should get one right because I signed the damn thing. I signed each and every one of those stickers.
That's right.
Personally.
That's right. Personally, by hand. See,
Personally.
this thing. I finally got
Ooh,
smart
look at
and
that.
kept one for myself.
Nice.
Usually, I'm mad and I'm like I barely have my own copy of Dungeon Runner or Dungeon Murder.
Oh, really?
I have it, but it's like it was like an afterthought. Like, oh my gosh, we're about to sell out of these. Please hold me one. All right, let's move on to today's news. We got news to cover, and people at home waiting for the news. So let's do the news. It's time for the news, and it's brought to you by.
One of our favorite tadpoolers, Tondagasa, is streaming on Twitch. Catch him at twitch.tv/Tondagasa. That's TONDAGOSSA.
That's right. He'll be at your meetup in next week, I believe.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Him and
I haven't seen a
Dunaway.
list.
Him and Dunaway are real pals now. They hang out all the time. Those two.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I haven't seen a list of everybody that's going to be there. It's going to be fun.
He's a cool dude. All right, let's move to this story here. A little boy, 6 years old, abducted from California. And you might think, Scott, that's a dark story. I don't want to hear about kids getting abducted.
Yeah, geez.
Well, I got good news. Boy that was abducted at age 6 in California, found alive more than 70 years later.
And he's still 6.
What?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, man. Talk about Lost-like shows. That's a show right there waiting to be written. Luis Armando Albino was 6 years old in 1951 when he was abducted while playing at an Oakland, California park. That's the problem. You go to Oaktown, you get kidnapped.
Yeah.
7 decades later, albino. I keep wanting to say albino. I apologize. Albino has been found thanks to help from an online ancestry test, old photos, and newspaper clippings. Bay Area News Group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Bay Area News Group reported Friday that Albino's niece in Oakland, with assistance from the police, the FBI, and the Justice Department, located her uncle living on the East Coast. He is now a father and grandfather, as you might expect, is a retired firefighter and Marine Corps veteran who served in Vietnam, according to his niece, 63-year-old Ada Adelquin. She's 63. It's crazy.
Alida Alequin.
She found Albino and, reunited with him with his California family in June. So this is back in 1951. A woman lured this then 6-year-old kid from the West Oakland Park where he'd been playing with his older brother and promised the Puerto Rican-born boy in Spanish that she would buy him candy. Well, where was the don't take candy from strangers rule then?
It was 1951. We didn't know that. Like, by the way, we told kids in school, like, stop, drop, and roll, and do whatever people ask you to do if they have candy.
Yeah,
that's
candy's worth whatever.
Yeah,
whatever happens. If there's candy, do it. Do it.
Right. Whatever that van looks like, get in.
Yeah, that's right. This is before we had like safety seals on medicine bottles.
That's right. Car seats, bike helmets. Come on.
You know, when they say make America great again, this is what they're talking about.
Okay. We're going to go back to a time with... I don't know where I was going with that. We're going to go back to a time where we had no seatbelts. We're taking the seatbelts out of the car.
Great. I'm sure that definitely won't be a problem. Let's see. So she lures this kid, and instead the woman, so she kidnapped the kid, flying him to the East Coast, where he ended up with the couple who raised him, as if he was their own son. It was essentially the situation where this lady wanted, I need a baby. Hi, I need a baby, and they got a baby. Right. Let's see. He grew up, didn't say where on the East Coast he lives. For more than 70 years, Albino remained missing, but he was always in the hearts of his family, and his photo hung in relatives' houses. And he said his mother died in 2005, but never gave up hope that his son was still alive. Oh, it'd be great if she was still around. I mean, obviously, it's not going to happen.
but 70 years, so he's 76. His parents have to be, obviously, mom's passed away. His dad was still...
No, his dad.
alive?
I think his dad long died. They didn't say here.
Okay.
But,
okay.
Let's see. Did they say? Yeah, they didn't say.
He's going to be older than most of the relatives who are welcoming him back, probably.
Yeah, because you could be 76 and your dad could be 96. Let's say he was 20 when he had you.
Sure.
It's possible, I suppose.
Even 94, 92.
The Oakland police acknowledged her efforts, saying, quote, they played an integral role in finding her uncle, and that the, quote, outcome of this story is what we strive for, unquote. He later said, we're pissed that Vegas got our team, and we're still sad the Raiders don't play anymore.
and they're taking another one. Those Oakland A's, who knows, maybe heading to Vegas. Right now it's a plan, but who knows if that'll happen.
Yeah, I was going to ask if there's no confirmation yet, but we still think that's possible, right?
I still think it's possible. Still think it's...
Because Salt Lake was in this rumor mill for a while. They were talking about coming here, and I don't know if that's still a thing or not.
I mean, I think they're definitely going to Sacramento for a while, or they're already in Sacramento. Definitely going to Sacramento, and then probably to Vegas. I think it's 51% likelihood. Pete Rose, if he were here, he'd tell us what those odds were. That
he'd have money on it already. You know, he'd have a couple grand on that it was going to Vegas.
Exactly. I
think that's great. I think a baseball team in Vegas would be cool. I don't know how locals feel about it, but
keep in mind that one would absolutely interfere timing wise with TMS Vegas every year, because the Raiders are wrapped up by then. The Stanley Cup sometimes overlaps if it's going on.
Yeah, and the F1 Vegas, right before or after? November.
November, so well before and after.
Is that happening this year? Are they doing F1 now, or did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've already, or they're in the process of ripping out those new trees that everyone bitched about that they killed in front of the Bellagio and planted new ones. But they planted the new ones in planters that they could just easily remove, as opposed to having to dig them up.
Oh,
so
that's smart.
The planters.
Yeah. Should have done that in the first place, you dummies.
I know, exactly.
So F1, I didn't know. I thought they chose a different host city every year or something like that.
No, it's connected with Vegas for 5 years. I think. Somebody, Shoujo could confirm this.
Oh yeah, she'd know. She's on the ground.
Yeah.
Mitsula maybe he'd know. In fact, I'll guarantee Mitsula would know. Yeah, that dude's freaking font of information if you need it.
Yeah.
If Salt Lake gets them, so this Ryan, I forgot his last name. This guy that owns the Jazz and is now
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. He's got his mobile company and then the Jazz
and Aviation Gin and this. Yeah.
And this.
And the soccer team or the football team.
The football team and now the hockey team. It wouldn't surprise me if this guy isn't deep pocketed enough because he really wants to bring all these sports he wants to make Salt Lake a big hub for it. I don't know what took us all this time, but anyway, this guy's super into it. So there's a good chance he'll outbid him and get it. If we did get a pro baseball team here, it would be like, it'd just be crazy because all growing up, it was always like, all we're ever going to get is the Jazz. This is what we have. That's as big as we're ever going to get. That's it. That's the kind of town we are. We're a one-team town. It's like Reno. We don't get anything special here. That's just how it's going to be. And here I am in my middle age going, holy shit, we're going to have 3 of the major sports. Football would be insane. If we had a football team here, holy shit, we would just lose our minds. We'd be like Denver.
Yeah.
We'd be
You'd
finally.
be like Denver, we got all 4.
Yeah, we'd finally be like
3
you
of them
guys.
suck at any given time, but we've got all 4.
Yeah, that's the trick.
Actually, the Avalanche and the Nuggets are great right now, and who knows? We've got a couple wins under our belt with the Broncos. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, the other thing. So speaking of Mitsula, he sent me a little list of the concession prices for the new hockey team, like hot dogs, drinks, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I expected $8 hot dogs, $12 burger. I expected expensive.
Yeah.
That's what you expect. Yeah. $3 for a hot dog.
Really?
Like $4 for a burger. The drinks were like $1.99. Like, it's not bad.
That's what it costs you to order it, not what you cost to get the food.
Yeah. Also, it's like those menus where they just put a 3 and not. And so I'm thinking, is that $3? Yeah, is that 30.00 or is that like 300? I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I was very happy to hear that they're making a big deal out of it too. They're trying to be affordable and family friendly.
It's probably the first, like what they'll do for the first season is like really entice people to do it, and then they'll say, well, that was really just introductory pricing.
But man, a live event sports hot dog, one of my favorite things on this planet. I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I want one right now.
With you.
I want one right now. I mean, I could eat a gas station hot dog, so I'm not a good person to ask about this stuff. I do like those. Yeah. I like them on the rollers, unless they're all wrinkly. If they look like some, old man's wrist, I don't want those.
If they look like jerky, then no, you're not in.
No, forget it. Yeah, I don't. I'll get my Slim Jims in the package. Thank you very much. All right, there's that story. That's a fun one. Let's talk about this one real quick. A mouse crawling out of a meal forced a plane to make an early landing.
Chicken or fish or mouse?
You want
chicken
mouse?
Or fish or mouse?
Don't eat the mouse. It's okay, stewardess. I speak jive. Here's what this story says. Airline meals hardly carry high expectations, but this week a passenger faced... Whoa, why did my thing just flip out? There we go. Faced more than just a disappearing supper after a mouse crawled out of their meal, forcing the flight to make an unscheduled landing. The incident occurred on a Scandinavian Airlines, SAS, which is also... Isn't that the Secret Service? It's the CIA type thing in the UK or something, the SAS? I think. Anyway,
I don't know.
They happen to share the acronym, I think.
Not the MI6 or
MI5 is like their FBI,
MI5?
right?
Okay.
And then they have I think their SAS is like their secret ops stuff, like maybe even more like Navy SEAL type.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like that's what Sean Connery's character in The Rock, he was a former SAS guy.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah. People are saying like the Navy. Okay.
Is that what it is?
Special Forces Navy.
Special,
thing,
yeah,
cool.
like a Special Forces thing. Anyway,
yeah.
Womack, he says. Womack, I knew it was you, Womack. Anyway,
all right.
This flight to Oslo from Malaga?
Yeah, sure. Malaga. There's an accent over the A, but I don't know if that means you put the emphasis on that syllable, or if it just is a pronunciation thing, because I don't know. That must be another Norwegian.
Yeah,
Malaga.
Sounds like it. It's on Wednesday.
You're going to take a ride at Malaxian and end up in Malaga.
You know what I hate about? Let me say something real quick about Galaga.
Sure.
I hated this, and even though it's a feature of the game and it's kind of its defining feature, I don't like the double ship thing. I don't like it.
No, it's cumbersome. It's hard. It makes you more likely to get hit by something.
Yeah, you're a bigger target. Not only that, you are also giving up a backup guy. So it's taken from your inventory of lives, and now you're. Yeah, I don't like it. It's never been good. It's a quarter
borrowing
sucker.
against your future lives. Really.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, I get 2 bullets, so go back to 1. Anyway, let's see.
I remember Amy playing that in at the most recent TMS Vegas and dancing while she's playing, and
she was into it.
She was kicking butt at that damn game.
Yeah. Her and what's her name on Miss Pac-Man?
Cheesy G.
Cheesy G, she killed it on there. She's so good at Pac. Do not play Miss Pac-Man with Cheesy G.
Friggin' Gorf. She walked up to that Gorf thing and beat it like it was her horse or whatever. I don't know what the phrase is, but
yeah, how do you beat it like
a red-headed stepchild?
She just happens to have red hair. That works out nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, this airline uses strictly prohibited rodents, or they strictly prohibit rodents. They don't eat them on board because an animal can chew through electrical wiring. That's the real reason this is a problem. It's not because it's gross. They landed the plane because these things can chew through wiring and cause.
We prohibit rodents you without a ticket.
It says, quote, here's a quote. Believe it or not, a lady next to me opened her food and a mouse jumped out, wrote this passenger. Her name is Jarly Borstad.
I heard the Greatest American Hero theme, by the way, when you started that line.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not, a lady next to me opened her food and a mouse jumped out.
Robert Stack will be the guy. No, it's not Robert Stack. Who was that guy? The I Spy guy. Robert Culp. I get Culp and Stack mixed up.
William Cat. Cat and Mouse. Back to the story.
Oh, shit. It says Olstein Schmidt, spokesman for the SAS, said that in line with our procedures, there was a change of aircraft and the passengers were flown to Spain. Oh, Malaga, Spain is
Malaga, Spain.
Malaga, whatever it is. Yeah. Anyway, they went to Copenhagen, so got a little of that going, and couple of hooker ladies, and you're all set.
Oh, clearly in Copenhagen, it's Chew. Chew is the
oh yeah, they got a
device of choice in Copenhagen.
That's right. They put a little wad between their gum and cheek, and
that's right. Yeah,
invite the cancer right into your bloodstream. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's see. It says this happens when this happens is extremely rare. We have established procedures for such situations and also include a review of our suppliers to ensure this does not happen again. What my big question is, if the mouse is alive, that narrows your search, because I don't think that happens at the factory level. I don't know how food is prepared for planes. I've never seen like how it's done video on this. I would love to actually.
Right.
But something I saw somewhere, it's like a cooking show. What was that? Oh, Better Feed Phil. They Phil Rosenthal and crew went to South Korea or something, and apparently they got like a whole warehouse of chefs who make the food fresh for each flight. So they like make the food, then cart it onto that flight right then. They fly off to get next on them, and and that's how they do it. Maybe it was a Korean guy, but he worked for I don't remember. It was something crazy, because in my mind I'm like,
wow,
everything we eat on our planes is in a little like wrapped bag.
It's a little tray with with like a tinfoil cover on it. I mean, at least the ones that we've gotten for international flights. Probably the last time we actually had a meal on a plane was a couple of them on the way to Ireland.
The big long flights, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think we won't even get offered one on the way to Atlanta. It's a 3-hour flight, a 3.5-hour flight, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They'll give we probably will get like the snack box, which is like, crackers and cheese and
yeah. Do you have a favorite plane snack? It's just like, we gotta have that, like pretzels or whatever they do.
I really liked it when you got a bag of peanuts, but obviously they don't do that anymore.
That's gone.
The mix that they give you, the kind of Chex Mixy thing that they give you on Southwest isn't bad, because they don't have a shortage of the best piece of the mix, which is the really hard Melba toast circles.
Oh yeah, I hate those.
You hate those. Those are the best part of those.
Look, there's tons of flavor in them.
Yeah.
I'll give you that, but I don't
It's
like how hard they are. I wish they were like not.
Oh my gosh, it's the best. It's like great. We should travel together and I'll give you whatever you want out of my pouch and you give me all of those little Melba toast. It feels like it's like a little tiny slice of baguette that they soaked in Worcestershire sauce and then put in a shrinky dink.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's actually dead on. And I'll eat them if I have to, but I would much prefer about 6 of the other things in there. Like there's a little banana shaped, almost like a caramelized Asian cracker thing in there.
The shiny one, the really waxy, shiny one.
Those a
you
lot.
can have all mine.
Okay.
All mine are yours.
Okay. Can I have your little nubby little they're like little bread nuggets, like little
Is it the ones that have little muscle?
Yeah.
Yeah, bumps on them.
Yeah. Can I have those? I want those.
You can have those, but I want any shriveled up Chex pieces then.
Oh, that's a hard trade.
Yeah, those are good too, right?
I got a whole bag of those over there in the storage room. I should eat those today. Not the whole bag. But
You should eat the whole bag today.
just like a nice little bowl of it, you know?
I'm amazed that with Kim out of town that you haven't already.
I know. When I told her I had the cereal and kimchi, her eyes rolled so hard, I think her vision has been affected. I don't think she's very happy with it.
I'm sure.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Look for a future TMS Tadpooley feud. What is the best thing out of Chex Mix?
Yeah.
What is the best food?
Yeah, why not? That would be a fun
actually would be a
stupid
fun
thing for our stupid morning show. I like it a lot. We're going to take a break. When we come back from this break, we're going to spend some time with Amy. Speaking of Amy, she's going to bring a book for us to read. I'm also going to tell you when I finish that I think you should read. I'm on to my next one, and that'll be all coming up after this break. Brian's got to play a song that'll kind of break it up. So what do we got?
I do. Emmy Brooke. This is a brand new single from, Emma. Emma Brooke, Brooke. This is, what does this kind of fit in the vein of? Like a, not quite as airy as like a Lord or something like that, but still like an edgier pop, not just straight up, your pop. Maybe like Casey Musgraves. How about that?
Okay, sure. I like that.
Very soulful, very cool. This is her brand new single. It's called Enough of Me.
Whoa.
She's from Austin, Texas, I believe. And thanks to Clarion Call Media for sending me this one.
Those guys never let you down. Everything they send you is good, I've decided.
They really are. Clarion Call is one of my favorites. Like there are a few that immediately when I get, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this won't be good for the show. And I listen to it and it's like, yep, confirmed. But Clarion Call almost always right on the money. This she describes it as the "I'm not taking your shit anymore" approach to her song. So there you go. There you go. Listen to this with that in mind. Here's Emma Brooke and Enough of Me.
May I have some oats?
No.
I am starving, brother.
Someone's lucky keys.
And we return. Tell me about that person or that band or that group one more time, please.
It's a person. Her name is Emma Brooke. And that's her brand new single, Enough of Me. Go check her out. She, any note of her touring? Oh, I'm sorry. Born and bred in the Garden State. So in Joyzy,
Nice.
She's moved to Austin.
Oh, okay.
Just seeing if there's anything else here.
That's where they're all
No,
moving.
that's it.
They're all moving to Austin.
They're all moving to Austin. So Emma Brooke, and that was the song Enough of Me.
Nice. By the way, this is me as soon as Kim walked in the door last night.
May I have some oats?
Yeah, that's the first thing I said. I need to eat normal food.
Can I have something cooked, please?
Something a person should eat, not a dog. All right, we're going to get to this thing here with Amy. Let's get her on the line, on the call.
Yay.
You know what? Okay. It's weird. I look for Amy, I get Chuck. If I look for Red Fraggle, I get Amy. It's weird.
There you go.
I don't know why.
Because Amy is Chuck's person.
That's true. And Chuck is Amy's person.
Chuck is Amy's person.
Right. She's in charge.
So that's how he comes up, yeah.
Yeah, she's lord over all she surveys. Let's do this, you guys.
One of the things that I enjoy also is reading.
It's time for a little fun in the world of reading. We do that with our friend Amy Robinson, who joins us each and every month to talk about books she thinks maybe you'll enjoy. Amy, welcome to the show.
Oh, good morning, friends.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Good to be back.
It's good to have you
Good
back.
to have you back.
Yeah. Been a while, like maybe a week longer than usual because we had all those weird Mondays, or those weird weeks where we had to push people. But it's good to have you here. We're going to talk about books. Before we get too far in it, a quick note about a book I just finished that I wanted to throw out to any science fiction horror fans out there. I read something called Dead Silence from an author named S.A. Barnes. And it is like this weird combination. I found out later the author is obsessed with the Titanic. And I don't mean the movie, but I mean like the Titanic. And,
the actual ship, yeah.
Yeah, and stuff around it, which makes so much sense.
The Titanic, not just Titanic.
Exactly. But it makes so much sense now that I've read this book that this person is so into that. But imagine the concepts that are surround the Titanic, but in the far-flung future and in deep outer space. It's like Titanic meets Alien meets haunted space house horror type stuff, all kind of rolled into one. It is great. I really, really enjoyed it. It was a fluke that I even found it. I was looking around for just some cool stuff on Kindle Unlimited, saw it and went, we'll give it a shot. Got hooked from the beginning. Absolutely loved it. It's called Dead Silence. If you like any of the genre I've just talked about, you'll be interested in it. So go check it out. Amy, enough of that.
Very cool. Isn't that fun? I love finding books that way. I mean, I love getting recommendations from people I trust, obviously, or something, I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for this kind of genre. That goes well sometimes, but I just love it when I just randomly stumble across a book or a series. And that's what today's series is actually. But first, before we get to the book, I was taking notes. So I can tell you, I have used the term Sperp before.
Sperp.
And it sort of means to me when I say something Sperped, it's like a squirt, but not quite as much. So it's like something like spurped out. You know what I mean? Like,
kind of like a spurt. What compare it to a spurt? Is it more or less than a spurt?
Oh, I like that.
Oh yeah, I would say it's about
It's 1.5 spurts.
1.5 spurts. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, like cool. So something just spurt. Like if I'm gonna do the dishes, say, and I take the
dishwashing liquid
bottle of dishwashing liquid and I go Sperp.
I could see that use case. That seems like a normal way to do it. It sounds like that, just like that.
Yeah, exactly. Sperp.
That is the sound of a spurp.
Yep.
Yes.
It's like, what are you doing in there? I'm spurping.
Oh, maybe you don't use it in that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound good.
Leave me alone, Mom. I'm spurping.
No, I'm glad.
Another potential there is like a spit burp.
Oh, spurp. Like
yeah. Somebody suggested the swallow in a burp, like you like when you go burp.
Oh,
like
that's a verb. That's
Well, yeah, but but you got to have a subcategory.
That's great.
Because a burp is like a burp, right? And if you have a spurp, it's more like a I don't know,
like a little thing that kind of squeaks out, right? Like spurp.
Okay. Somebody get on the Urban Dictionary and let's get these definitions going.
Yes, let's get some good definitions on there before the horrible ones. Show up.
And I swear, half of those people make them up as they go. I swear.
Of course they do.
Yeah,
it's like
for sure.
Yeah,
it's for the people who aren't academic enough to create a Wikipedia entry.
Oh, that's also, the other thing. I looked for it.
As a red-headed stepchild, I object to the idiom "beat like a red-headed stepchild."
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I just realized that you're the first person I know who is a red-headed actual stepchild.
It is true.
You were a stepdaughter, right? You were a stepdaughter.
Yes.
You're redheaded.
Yes.
I've never known one.
I was a stepdaughter.
I can't believe it. We found it. It's not just a myth. It's a real
thing. And I this is going a little dark, but I did get beaten on one side of the family. So there you go.
Jeez.
Gosh, okay.
Well, then don't beat the.
You want to save Alderaan? Provide me an alternative.
Yeah. Give me
give me another target.
Yeah.
I like that. If you're going to take away something.
Exactly.
Give me something in return.
Describe. Give me a simile. Not a simile. What is that? How well did Cheesy G beat Gorf?
Yeah,
she beat it
like a dirty rug.
Oh,
okay, all right, good.
Yeah, but I grew up as a dirty rug. It doesn't work. Just kidding. Well, anyway, that's awesome. I love it. I like when you take notes and like hold our feet to the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just fun because it's like, oh yeah, and reintegration is a cornerstone of comedy.
That's right.
So,
live and learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The callback.
Well, let's talk about I guess you have a clip for this, but let's talk about this week's entry. What are we doing?
I do have a clip. This clip is a little bit longer than the ones I normally bring, but I normally bring 2 books. And so I figured, okay, I'm only including 1 clip. So this one can be a little bit longer. And it is because I'm setting up an 18-book series.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to hear an excerpt from all 18 books.
in rapid succession.
Succession.
Yeah. The rest of the show and the rest of the week will be dedicated to these clips. So get ready, everybody. Let's play it. Here we go.
My dog once took a bullet that was intended for me. A bullet that ripped through his chest, narrowly missing his heart, and exited through his shoulder blade, effectively shattering it. Amazingly, this bullet did not kill him. 10 years ago, I adopted Blue as a present to myself after I broke up with my boyfriend one hot, early summer night with the windows open and the neighborhood listening. I asked the man at the pound to show me the biggest dogs they had. He showed me Blue. The man called him a collie mix, and he was stuffed into the biggest cage they had, but he didn't fit. He was as tall as a Great Dane, but much skinnier, with the snout of a collie, the markings of a Siberian husky, the ears and tail of a shepherd, and the body of a wolf, with one blue eye and one brown. He looked at me from between the bars, and I fell in love. I'll tell you, lady, he's pretty, but he's skittish. I don't think you want this dog. He was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. I brought him home, and we lived together for 10 years. But when I first met Blue, a lifetime ago now, I had family and friends. I worked at a shitty coffee house. I was young and lost. I was normal. Back then, at the beginning of this story, before I'd ever seen a corpse, before Blue saved my life, before I felt what it was like to kill someone in cold blood, I was still Joy Humboldt. I'd never even heard the name Sidney Rye.
I need to know more about this dog that took a bullet. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is from the series Sidney Rye Mysteries by Emily Kimmelman. And as I said, they're a series of 18 books, and I really, really enjoyed them. The first one is called Unleashed. And as you kind of heard, it's almost like, how when you have like those detective noir kind of stories, and there's always like the private detective who's kind of like jaded and seen too much and that kind of thing. It's like that, but it's her origin story. And so you get her from before she was hardened and jaded and whatnot. And Unleashed is literally the story of how she became Sidney Rye. And then, like I say, there's like 18 books in this series. I couldn't stop. I've read them all.
Oh my gosh, dude. How long are these books? Are they short?
Devoured them.
They're quite short. Yes, they're quite short. So audiobook wise, they're like, 8 or 9 hours. And on Audible, you can get 6 of them you can get in groups of 2. So like 1 through 3 you can get like with 1 credit on Audible, and then like 5 through 7 or 7 through 9? I can't remember. But anyway, like there's like 2 sets of 3 you can get with 1 credit. And so, yeah, I mean, and remember, I wasn't here last month because I had COVID. So I like ripped through these, right? Because I had nothing else to do but sit around and, so yeah, they're great. And I mean, Are they wonderful literature? No. Are they entertaining
Is it a
as
fun read? Yeah. See,
as
that's
F? Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're absolute like popcorn books, man. You can just sit there and just consume them. And I will say they're a little spicy. At one point I was listening, and you heard, right? The narrator of the audiobooks is a woman named Sonia Field. And you can hear, like, she has a very sultry voice. And so I put her on, I put the audiobook on in the kitchen while I was doing dishes one day, and there was a little bit of spicy scene there. It's not, and Chuck was like, "You're listening to porn." I was like, "It's not porn."
Did
And
you
he
reach
goes,
for the nearest fan or magazine? And oh, I do declare.
Case of vapors.
and he was like, "It's Air-O-Teeka. You're listening to Air-O-Teeka." So, but it's not. It's not at all explicit in that regard. I mean, there are some steamy, kind of spicy scenes in there, and there's certainly lots of language, lots of violence, and the tagline for these books is, "The dog doesn't die, but the bad guys do." And so that combined with the way that the way that I found these books, as I was just like scrolling on Instagram, and Emily Kimmelman's Instagram came up, and it's really fascinating because, like, you said something about the indie clip that you played, and like their strategy. That's kind of Emily Kimmelman's strategy for marketing her books. She's like, if you're somebody who gets upset about, women's rights or same-sex marriage or anything like that, stay the hell away from my books. They're not for you. Go away. I don't want you to read them. I don't, go away. And so she loves just trolling people who try to get her to, be nice and try to market her books. She's like, "Nope, not for you. I don't want you to be interested in my books. Go away," and so I was like, okay. And then I read the thing about the dog, and I was like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe there are 18 of these.
I'm in.
I'm grabbing this first book right now, but I cannot believe there are 18 of these. That's just nuts. Or 19.
The cover it's really cool too, by the way. At least the one that's from Goodreads is really, really cool.
Yeah, her eyes up above the city like that, and it looks like it's consistent. All the books have a version of that. It's like
something different in front of her face.
Yeah. It's really cool.
They do. And they're, like I say, they're really fun. Claire Gack asks, "Is there a trigger warning required for these for violence against women?" That is a good question. I would say, I'm trying to think how to answer that without a spoiler. And so, no, I don't think that there is. There's implication, there's reference to violence against women, and the people who are perpetuating that get a good bit of comeuppance. So it's not the girl with the dragon tattoo. It's not that, like, you don't have to go through all of that type of trauma. It is alluded to, and then they, they do that where Sydney Rye hears about it and they regret it. So
do you think these do you think these were all written at once and then she just did, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you write a series like this.
I don't think that, because the way I figured out that I was done with the series was by looking at the publishing dates. And the most recent one, the 18th one, came out this year.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was thus bummed because it's not like it's an ending, I thought, oh, okay, cool. Like maybe this will wrap everything up in a bow and I can feel the closure. Nope.
She wants to keep going.
I still want the next one.
No, that's great. So, they're all, and they're super affordable. These books are like $5 a piece is all, if you're doing Kindle or something.
They're kind of pulpy. They're, they're not, like I say, they're not don't go into these thinking you're going to get some very flowery, impressive prose or anything like that. It's popcorn, but it's
you know what
really
I like?
fun popcorn.
I like pulpy books. I'm in. I like this kind of
Sometimes
stuff.
we want the John Wick and we don't want the remains of the day.
That's right.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah.
That's a great comparison, those two. It could have been, you could have said almost anything, but that's a very funny pick. Those two movies.
Summers in Rodanthe or whatever that movie was. Sometimes we don't want that. Sometimes we want.
I'm more often than not, like, I don't even like, I like genre fiction a lot, but I like mysteries not that often. Like, it's kind of rare for me. And it sounds like this is just a good combination of, like, well, they even say it here. It's like treasure hunting and murder and mystery and all that. I'm like, I'm definitely grabbing this first book. And if I get hooked, I'm blaming you for it. So nice job.
Oh, good. Yeah. And like I say, they're very easy to just rip right through them. They're like, between 7 and 9 hours a piece, audiobook wise. So a person reading, with a normal, book, like a text book, could probably get through them in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Or one of them, I would say. If you get through all 18 in one afternoon, you got a problem. Like, you are a bot, and
you're Evelyn Wood, clearly.
Right? You are Barry Allen, and
right. Yeah.
Nice.
Enjoy your humongous metabolism.
Right.
So.
Yeah, even paperbacks are only like $9. This is a good deal for books like this, and this reviewed really well. People love this series. Like lots of
it's kind of funny. I did a thing, like, I often will peruse some of the comments just to see, like, sometimes the people who dislike a book, maybe they have a good point. But for this one, I went looking at the negative comments because I knew what I was going to find. I was going to find a bunch of people who were butthurt about what the book is about,
Of course. Yeah.
So,
of course.
Yeah, but it's good fun. It's there's always some element of mystery to each one. There's always kind of a whodunit. But she travels all over the world. She starts in New York City, but then there are times when she's in Costa Rica. There's times when she's in the Middle East. There's some in Ireland, actually, interestingly enough, or Eastern Europe also, so, and she goes all over. So it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's really good.
Read it. Check it out. Available now. Look for if you just search for Sydney Rye Mysteries, you'll find all of them on Amazon. And they have a big combo pack where you can just pay it once. It's like $64. You get the whole thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a link in quicktms.li.
Very nice.
And like I say, the first one in the series is called Unleashed. And that one's really fun because she starts off she gets a job as a dog walker and finds a dead body. Actually, one of the dogs that she's walking finds a dead body. And the whole thing starts from
and
there.
Hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Amazing. Check it out. Available now. And Amy, always good to talk to you. You're going to get to see Brian this weekend coming up soon.
Yeah.
I am. I'm so excited. I was telling
the good
Chuck
news is there's
night.
going to be Tina with me. So
yes.
Good news. Good
That's
news, everybody.
even more exciting. Like, we love Tina, man. Tina's the best.
So how many people are you cramming into that Savannah car, the van thing?
sprawl?
Yeah.
Believe
the
car
van.
or the van. There are going to be 8 of us, I believe.
Good Lord. This is a
I'm
movie.
waiting for Chuck to yell at me from across the hall and tell me
So
I'm
the
wrong.
Robinsons, the Duceys, the Ibbets, and
oh shoot, Chuck told me this last night. He'll probably say in the chat in a second.
Okay.
Mike from BC, I think.
I heard I
So
Chuck.
so yeah, there are a couple other people that we're picking up along the. Oh, here he comes. He's gonna tell us here.
Matt from BC.
Matt
from BC.
From BC.
Okay, cool.
Oh, so there's 7 of us.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 7 of us.
That's
in the
not
van.
bad. Here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to pick up a hitchhiker. It'll be the 8th. And then while and you get about an hour into it, and you're going to see a fallen tree in the road and a bunch of crows. And then Brian knows what happens next.
Yeah,
not
cool
in
people in the
October,
audience,
man. I'm not doing that.
Cool people in the audience know exactly what that reference is.
No, I hope they learn because it's great. All right. Well, this is awesome. Amy, always good to talk to you. Have a fantastic rest of your week. And you guys be safe down there.
Thanks. Oh, and by the way, I was listening to Play Retro the other day. If you want to do a Strawberry Shortcake episode, I am totally down.
Oh, we're 100% bringing you in for that. If we're doing those,
that would be hilarious.
Because we talked about it on the show, obviously, but my sister's obsession with all things Strawberry Shortcake back in the day was really something, and that I remember the video game based on it. So Dunaway's got this idea that if we cover that game, or maybe a few games like it, like from that era, we want somebody who really gets the Strawberry Shortcake vibe. You seem to be that person in the chat, so you are absolutely coming on to talk about that game, or not even that game, just about the what do you call it? The culture around the Strawberry Shortcake blueberry muffin bullcrap of the day. Okay.
Yes.
And I would, and like I said on that episode, I would huff on their dolls because they smelled so good.
There are scented candles. I have them. I bought. There are scented candles that are scented like those dolls were. I bought them for myself as like a little present to myself, and I just every time I light them, I'm just like.
Blueberry muffin. I could just sniff her hair all day. It sounds creepy, but I'm telling you, I have a thing for it. It's so good. All right, Amy, stay out of trouble. We'll see you soon. Tell Chuck to keep yelling from down the hall. Bye. All right. There goes Amy into the fray. I meant to ask her if they had any kind of flooding, or I know parts of Georgia.
They did. They had their basement got flooded.
Oh, that's right. Forgot to say something about that.
But it sounds like things came out better than they could have. Like they found the leak.
Yeah.
Nothing got destroyed except for some flooring and subflooring and drywall or something. A little bit of drywall.
Was it part of the storm or just a separate incident, like just a leak?
Part of the storm, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah. Helena.
Well,
a little Helena.
A little hell in you.
Yeah. But not as bad as what Asheville or Columbia got.
Well, slow your roll, Kurt. We don't need any more this week.
Yeah, Kurt.
Keep it together. All right. We're out of here.
Who's a famous Kurt? I keep thinking of Kirks. Right? Like Kirk Cameron, Kirk Douglas. Who's a famous Kurt? Kurt Busiek, but only a few people know who that is.
Only nerds. How about Kurt?
Kurt Wagner. Nope. Only a few people know that. Kurt Russell. Good Lord. How can we forget Kurt Russell?
Jeez, Russell.
Louise. Yeah, thanks.
Kurt Cobain was a big one. Kurt Vonnegut. Vonnegut, amazing actor.
There we go. All right, now we got some good Kurts.
And that's about it.
There's Curtises, but we're not counting Curtises.
No.
Curtis Blow, Curtis Armstrong.
Curtis Johnson, the booger. Was that Johnson?
That was Curtis Armstrong.
Oh, that's Curtis Armstrong. Who am I thinking of? Curtis Johnson is somebody. Curtis.
Maybe a relative.
I don't know. I would hope I would know that. Why does that sound like a famous person?
Oh, yeah, Kurt Schilling.
He's an American football coach. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Oh, yeah. Maybe. I think that's it.
Well,
anyway.
Kurt.
Yeah, lots of Kurts, and that
leave
guy
us alone.
Don't landfall. Hey,
Russell,
we want Hurricane Russell. That's what we want. Get that going.
There we go. Yeah.
A change in schedule this week because yesterday Carter got I shouldn't say roped in. She was willing to do it because it's a nice thing for her sister to do. But she watched her niece and nephew last night over at Taylor's house, and it went long. We thought she'd be back by about 7. That didn't happen, so we had to bump the Monday show to today. So you're going to get a Tuesday Monday show today at 4 p.m. So me and Carter
false advertising.
I know, right? It's just so every time we have to do that, it feels wrong because it's like it's Monday in the name. It's in the name.
That's right. So we don't do in the morning stream at any time but morning for us.
That's right. So what the F?
Except was TMS PM back in the day, but still.
But even then, it was morning somewhere, right? We figured.
Yeah, exactly. But at night.
I haven't heard him say that in a long time. We got big news about that tomorrow, by the way. Something happening with TMS on Friday, so do tune in, and we'll.
The Johnson will be unpulled tomorrow.
Yep, we will unplug the Johnson tomorrow. Been all plugged up all night. All right. That's it for today's show. If you want to look for stuff related to this show, you can find it all at frogpants.com/TMS. That'll do it for today's program. Brian, why don't we play a song and take him home?
Yeah, let's go to this one from Bree, commissioner of the Tiny Poang. I don't know what that means, but hi, Brian. My husband Mike has been a daily TMS listener for a decade, and his birthday is October 6th. We're doing this one a little bit earlier. She had the first. It's funny. She put the first as the date of the request, but she submitted the request September 10th. So I don't know why date of request is the first. Oh, because the 6th is a Sunday.
Oh, is that
She's
it?
just getting it in early. She's smart.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'd like to say that he is my favorite and I love him very much. Could you play a mellow cover of any 21 Pilots song for him to wish him a happy 35th birthday, please? Thank you. And thank you, Bree. Do you want to play a little happy birthday sounder?
How old did they say?
35.
35? Oh, you get one of these.
Let's party!
With a side of diarrhea.
Oh, yes, the Tiny Poang. Yes, Bree had me print up a little miniature IKEA chair, and I painted the wood grain on it. I painted the seat to make it look like a cushion. I should put a photo of this thing somewhere because it came out so great. But yes, the Tiny Poang. Of course, that would totally make sense, Bree. I didn't understand it until now.
By the way, I just got a text from a listener who says that he thinks that Speep, or no, what's our word? Sperp. Sperp might be IKEA furniture. He's going to try to find out. He's going to see if he can find out. Yeah.
2 Allen wrenches to assemble the Sperp. All right, let's get to this. Ben Schuller recorded this one back in 2016 on his Cover Sessions album. It's a cover of 21 Pilots' Stressed Out.
Oh, man, Stressed Out. What a great song, track, and album. What a great album.
I said, yep.
It's so good. All right, that's it for us. Thank you guys for watching, listening, and hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow with more. See you then.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Gotta respect the tater.
That's right, Claire. Respect the tater.
Respect that.